In this video, we're diving into a story that sparked heated debates across India, a small religious procession in Kerala that turned into a national controversy. It's about banners of Hamas and Hezbollah leaders paraded on elephants, children holding posters of militant figures, and the political firestorm that followed. This is a complex issue, so let's break it down, look at the facts, and explore what it means for Kerala and beyond. In February 2025, the quiet town of Thrithala in Kerala's Palakkad district hosted its annual Uroos procession, a local Muslim religious event. Over 3,000 people gathered, but what should have been a low-key celebration became a national talking point. Why? Because photos and videos surfaced showing something shocking. Banners with portraits of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh and Hezbollah's Hassan Nasrallah being paraded on elephants. These weren't just any banners. They were labeled in Malayalam as Travadi's Tekke Bhagam, meaning ancestral south side. Even more striking, young boys were seen holding posters of Hamas leaders like Yahya Sinwar while onlookers cheered. Now let's pause here. Hamas and Hezbollah are groups labeled as terrorist organizations by many countries, known for their militant actions in the Middle East. Seeing their imagery in Kerala, thousands of miles from Gaza or Lebanon, raised eyebrows. How did this happen at a community event in India? And what does it say about the political and social currents in Kerala? Let's unpack this step by step. First, the event itself. The Uroos procession wasn't tied to any mosque, according to organizers, who quickly went into damage control. They claimed the banners were put up by some local participants, not the official event committee. But the visuals told a different story. Large placards on elephants, kids waving posters, and a festive atmosphere around these militant figures. Naturally, this sparked outrage online and in civil society. People asked, how could a religious festival celebrate leaders of a group condemned internationally as a terror outfit? The backlash was swift. Social media exploded with criticism, and political leaders jumped in. Kerala's BJP president, K. Surendran, didn't hold back. He called it evidence of creeping extremism in Kerala's public sphere, saying, things have reached such a state in secular Kerala. Hamas extremists are participating in programs in Kerala. He even referenced an earlier incident in October 2023, when Hamas leader Khalid Mashal gave a virtual speech at a pro-Palestine rally in Malappuram, organized by the Solidarity Youth Movement, a group linked to Jamaat-e-Islami Hind. Surendran pointed out that Mashal only spoke virtually because he was denied a visa, hinting that such figures might show up in person if they could. The controversy grew because two prominent politicians, Kerala's Minister for Local Self-Governments, M.B. Rajesh from the CPIM, and former Congress MLA V.T. Balram, had briefly attended the Thrithala event. Both scrambled to clarify they had no idea Hamas imagery would be displayed, but the damage was done. The BJP seized the moment, accusing the Indian Union Muslim League, or IUML, and other Muslim organizations in Kerala of giving a platform to extremist propaganda. They also took shots at the Congress, which is allied with the IUML for allegedly turning a blind eye. Now let's zoom out. The IUML, a major political player in Kerala's Muslim community, wasn't officially behind the Thrithala festival, but in Kerala's complex Muslim politics, lines often blur. Figures like Hamas leaders can pop up at community events because they're revered by some as symbols of resistance against Israel. The IUML didn't endorse the Hamas banners, but they didn't exactly condemn them either, which critics used to paint them as soft on extremism. This wasn't the first time Hamas imagery stirred trouble in Kerala. Let's go back to that October 2023 rally in Malappuram, organized by the Solidarity Youth Movement. Titled Uproot Hindutva and Apartheid Zionism, it drew a huge crowd. The star attraction? A pre-recorded video message from Khalid Mashal, former head of Hamas's political bureau. On a giant screen, Mashal rallied the crowd saying, "Together, we will defeat the Zionists and stand united for Gaza, which is fighting for Al-Aqsa, Israel is taking revenge on our residents, destroying churches, temples, universities, even UN institutions. His words framed Hamas's fight as a righteous struggle against Israeli aggression. The reaction was immediate. Videos of Mashal's speech went viral, and the BJP pounced, with Surendran calling it proof of Hamas extremists in Kerala. Union Minister Rajiv Chandrasekhar hinted at legal action, and Kerala's Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan from the CPIM ordered a police probe into how a foreign extremist speech was broadcast in India. The Solidarity Youth Movement defended itself, pointing out a key fact: Hamas isn't banned in India. They argued, Hamas is a resistance movement, not designated as a terrorist organization by India or the UN. Legally, they had a point. India's anti-terror laws, like the UAPA, don't list Hamas as a prescribed group, so displaying their imagery or hearing their leaders isn't automatically illegal. But morally and politically, that's where the debate heated up. This brings us to the IUML's broader role. As Kerala's largest Muslim party, they're caught in a tough spot. Any hint of radicalization in the community reflects on them. They didn't organize the Malappuram rally, but their silence on Mashal's speech, neither endorsing nor criticizing it, spoke volumes. Why? Because they can't afford to alienate their base, where support for Palestine runs deep. At the same time, they need to maintain mainstream credibility in a secular state. Take the response to another recent incident, the April 2025 Pahalgam terror attack in Kashmir, where suspected Lashkar-e-Taiba militants targeted Hindu tourists. IUML leader Panakad Sadiq Ali Thangal condemned it as a dastardly act, saying, "Religion and terrorism have no connection. The attacker's only religion is violence." It's a line we've heard before. Terror has no religion. It's meant to reassure both Muslims and non-Muslims that the IUML rejects jihadi ideology. But critics, especially from the BJP, slammed it as evasive. They pointed out that the attackers targeted Hindus specifically. Yet Thangal's statement avoided mentioning Islamist motives, framing it as an attack on tourism and national peace. The BJP accused him of giving a clean chit to Pakistan-backed terrorists. So, what's the bigger picture? The IUML is walking a tightrope. They need to champion Muslim causes, like Palestine, while proving they're committed to India's secular fabric. Their pro-Palestine rallies, like one in Kozhikode that drew up to 200,000 people, show massive grassroots support. But when Hamas imagery or speakers appear, it fuels accusations of extremism. The BJP and right-wing media have been relentless, with headlines like Muslim League gives clean chit to Islamic terrorists. Meanwhile, the left, led by the CPIM, and even the Congress, their UDF allies, have had to distance themselves from these controversies while still backing the Palestinian cause. Kerala's Christian community, about 18% of the population, also weighed in. They were particularly upset over IUML's praise for Turkey's Hagia Sophia Mosque conversion in 2020, seeing it as a slight to their faith. Thangal had to personally reach out to church leaders to smooth things over. On the Hamas issue, Christians are quieter but wary. Many sympathize with Palestinians but draw the line at militant imagery. Legally, this is a gray area. India's constitution protects free speech, but with limits for public order and security. Since Hamas isn't banned, displaying their banners or hearing their leaders isn't outright illegal, unless it incites violence, which these events didn't. But if India were to designate Hamas as a terrorist group, as Israel has urged, everything could change. The IUML and others would need to clearly disavow Hamas to stay legal. So, what's the takeaway? This story isn't just about banners on elephants or a virtual speech. It's about how global conflicts, like Israel-Palestine, play out in local politics. Kerala's vibrant, politically aware society has a history of solidarity movements, but when that solidarity flirts with militant symbols, it risks dividing a state known for its pluralism. The IUML, under leaders like Thangal, needs to set clearer boundaries. Support Palestine, sure, but maybe steer clear of Hamas's shadow. At the same time, their critics, especially the BJP, might be amplifying these incidents for political gain, painting the IUML as extremist to polarize voters. Kerala's story is a microcosm of a bigger challenge. How do you balance religious identity, political expression, and secular harmony in a diverse democracy? It's a question that resonates far beyond Thrithala's streets.